Hello everyone and welcome back to the Football Insider Gaming channel with Celtic still, at the time of recording this video anyway, looking for a new permanent boss. I decided to put in the bookies' favourite WILFRIED Nancy to replace interim boss Martin O'Neill and see what happens at Celtic Park. Can Nancy keep Celtic's dominance of Scottish football going, or will he come unstuck and will we see Rangers or maybe even Hearts come out with some Scottish Premiership titles? If you enjoy the video, please leave a like and please subscribe to the channel. Here we go. Three years into the future at Celtic, and we can see that WILFRIED Nancy is no longer the manager here. Robbie Keane is currently in charge. So let's have a look to see what's happened there, see how Nancy did, and he lasted 2.5 years overall, replacing Brendan Rodgers, and Robbie Keane's been in for 134 days. So it wasn't necessarily a short reign. As we can see though, an underwhelming reign with just one league title, with no league titles and 2 cup wins, which is not what Celtic would like to see. Let's have a look though at how they did in the league. In season 1, it was a disappointing campaign. Rangers ended up winning the title, just losing 2 games, 92 points. Celtic in second place with 70 points. Hibs in third, just behind them. But this is very disappointing for Celtic, and I'm surprised Nancy survived the campaign with Celtic struggling as they did here. Let's have a look at the next campaign. And this one much closer. Celtic losing out by just a point and goal difference to Rangers, finishing in second. Hearts in third place here with 55. But the second season much stronger than the first season. Celtic just losing 4 games as well, which is the least in the league, and conceding just 23 goals, just not scoring many. And Rangers dominant when it comes to goals scored and goals against. In this current season, Celtic lost out again by just a point behind Rangers. So Rangers really getting the luck here, finishing just ahead of their local rivals. Celtic again conceded not too many goals, but not scoring enough compared to their city rivals. So a disappointing run this is for Celtic here. Let's have a look at how they did in the cup competitions. So the first season here, really disappointing 3-0 defeat against Aberdeen, and also not qualifying for the Champions League, falling out against Basel, defeat against Rangers as well. So Nancy did not have a good run start the season, out of the Premier Sports Cup against Aberdeen, and in the Europa League, 2 defeats, a draw against Aston Villa here, finally a win against Kairat, a win against FC Copenhagen as well, but defeat against Real Betis, a 4-0 defeat at home against Rangers with Engels getting sent off in the 11th minute, not ideal, defeat against Nottingham Forest, but a win against Panathinaikos, but yeah, defeat here against Hearts as well. So really rope-beat period. A decent run in February, there were lots of wins here, win against East Fife in the Scottish Cup as well, and a defeat in the Europa League against Freiburg, which means out of that competition. A draw here with Rangers as well, but we'll keep scrolling through, defeating Hibs in the Scottish Cup semi-final, but in the Scottish Cup final it was a 2-0 win for WILFRIED Nancy's team. So losing out on the title, but winning the Scottish Cup. Defeat here as well against Rangers to finish off their series in the Scottish Premiership. Let's have a look at the next season, see how Celtic got on in terms of the major competitions. Through the Champions League here with a 2-0 win against Austria Vienna. Champions League itself, I mean, look how busy this August period is. Champions League, they played Brest and get knocked out. So out of the Champions League qualifiers here, winning against Great Morton as well there. Defeat against Rangers at home in the Europa League, FC Copenhagen again. Out of the Premier Sports Cup, drawn 2-2. Let's see, Man United, a good 1-1 draw at home there. And we'll keep scrolling through here. 0-0 draw with Rangers. Scottish Cup exit against Ross County. And not through the Europa League. 2 disappointing defeats to end that campaign. A 1-0 win at home against Rangers on a pretty strong end of the season with no cup competitions to worry about. They're not really dropping many points at all. A 1-1 draw with Rangers and Kilmarnock as they ran the Gers to very close to the title. Following season, this current campaign we've just finished, let's have a look here and see how Celtic did. And the Europa League, they beat Brøndby here. They also beat Punic I'm not sure what country they're from. Defeated them to qualify for the main Europa League. A draw with Newcastle United here. Defeat against Rangers there in the league. But a draw against Newcastle is a pretty good result away from home. A win against Ajax as well. So looking strong so far in the Europa League. Beating Hearts in the Premier Sports Cup. A win here against Partizan as well. Defeat against Rangers. But overall some really positive results here. And a big run of wins. 3-1 against Union St Gilles. Scottish Cup Ross County a victory. And we'll keep going through. A penalty victory against Spartan, so that's a pretty underwhelming result. 0-0 draw with Rangers, 0-0 draw with Valencia, back-to-back home games. A 1-0 defeat against Rangers in the Scottish Cup. And there we go. So out of the Europa League against Valencia, 2-0 on aggregate. And there we have it. This is it for this Celtic team, defeating Rangers here in the last Old Firm of the save, but this defeat against Hearts 3-0 is ultimately what cost them the title. Also this 0-0 draw with Hearts as well is one of the reasons why this Celtic team did not win the title. So there we go, that is this Celtic save. Let's just have a quick look at their transfers and see if they've brought in any interesting players. Let's take a look at some of the transfers for this Celtic team, and here are a couple of Moussa Diakite and Rodrigo Lopez signing the first season, and Yang Hyun-jun leaving to join Coventry City. The second season, much busier here, 11 players in and 25 out, although a lot of these are loan players. And in terms of players in, Manfred Ugalde from Spartak Moscow signs in, Sebastian Baselli from River Plate, Max Johnston comes in from Derby as well, Dragerson coming in on loan, Douglas Luiz as well, a big player coming in on loan, and Harry Maguire signing in on a free transfer at Celtic. Michel Ange Balikwisha joins Wolves, Rio Atade joins Osaka in Japan, Paulo Bernardo goes to Chicago, Liam Scales signing in at Hibs, and there we go. That pretty much sums up most of the big names from the second season. And in this third campaign, we see Rento Tekoga coming in from Southampton, James McConnell from Liverpool, Kazuki Osaka coming in from Hiroshima, Tyler Fletcher from Man United as well, a few frees, David Otobi coming in from Valencia. And in terms of players out, Stefan Byram leaves for $4.5 million, Louis Palmer leaves, Callum Osmond as well. Not as busy a transfer window this one. So there we go, that is this Celtic team 3 years in the future after hiring WILFRIED Nancy. Didn't really go to plan for Celtic, but if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Please also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this, and we'll catch you again for another video very soon.